Just a second, let me find me on here. It's always a little delayed right at the very beginning when I'm first going live. And it should be on. All right. Hello, hello. Mute myself. How are you doing? I know there were some people asking, so I'm going to go ahead and just show the kits. I think that they're... Let me think. This. I think there might be one more thing. Maybe this is it. I think that's it. Okay. How are you doing today? I am looking for something that I have. There we go. Okay. Hi. So I figured I'd show you this real quick, and then we will get right into it. I went ahead and made a fun little, this is so cute. And I just figured I would give you guys a body, just so you can have a finished gnome, or your little sweetie. So we're not going to be doing the ears, but we do the ears in the Makers Club for anybody that's interested. And we do human ears, and we'll be doing elf ears, as well as we are doing a lamb this month, and I actually am working on a prototype for a chicken or a baby chick and a bunny rabbit. So I just want you to kind of, this is just a jumping off point. This is just a one option. I wanted you guys to have something. So anyway, I just want to show you that really quick. That's kind of what we're going to be doing today. Not that exact same style, but just kind of to give you a completed body. How is everyone? It is so good to see you. So those of you who have been asking about the kits, I'm going to have a very limited number available to start off with. And so I'll have about 10 or 15 total to start off with. I really just kind of want to gauge how much of a demand there is before I go and get a whole bunch of supplies, because it's money out of my pocket and I have to drive around and find all of it, which I love doing and I totally don't mind. I like helping you guys out, but I don't want to get too much. I need to kind of have an idea. So there will be a few kits available. If you're interested, you'll need to PM me. I will tell you that my Makers Club members get first dibs, just because that's one of the benefits of being in the Makers Club is you get first dibs on any kits or supplies that I put out, especially limited availability of those. And that you also get a 20% discount off of anything and everything all the time. So that is one of the perks of the membership club, just so you know. So this is what's in the basic kit, and I think I'm going to add a couple of extra things to the deluxe kit. It'll have like the dotting tool, and then a little cutter, which I absolutely love this cutter. I use it all the time. Here's mine right here. This sucker is amazing. So fabulous for cutting the material for this. So, but this is the base kit, and it's not gonna, the supplies will change slightly depending on the availability of the items, and the eyelashes will be a little bit different than this, but I ran out of the eyelashes the set of eyelashes that I have that are in the kit. So you will get 3 brushes. These are the exact same brushes that I use when I blush my faces. So you get one of those crease brushes. You get one of those kind of flat brushes that are kind of thicker that I like to get inside of those crevices in the nose and the eyes area with. And then you get that chiseled brush that I love to use in those tiny little areas. So that'll come in there, as well as 2 of these little cuticle type skewers. I really like these. These help press and push things. I think they're really great for the eyes. You'll get a spool of heavy duty thread, and then 2 needles. So you'll get a long needle and this is like a 5-inch needle and a 3-inch needle. think this is the 3-inch. I feel like that might be wrong now. No, it is. That's the 3-inch. Okay. You'll get an eye palette that comes with neutral colors. A lot of the colors that I can use, you can actually use one of them for blush if you wanted to. You'll get a couple of pieces of material. They're going to be cut the same size, not different size, but you'll get a couple of pieces of material just to kind of, it'll give you a couple pieces so you can make a couple of faces starting off with. I really want you guys to be able to use the material. So these will be 2 8x8 pieces, so you can either make 2 large head or you can cut them down and make smaller heads. And then you'll get a set of the eyes the size that I use. So you'll get 5 eyes. Now I cannot do on this set the resin or whatever, but I thought that you guys, some of you I know would appreciate having these. So this is what will come in the kits for anybody that was curious. I know there was a few people asking, and I just wanted to show you right off the bat. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. And like I said, that deluxe kit will come with the dotting tool, the little whatever you call this, the little rotary cutter. I cannot remember what this is called. I know there's a very specific name for it, and it's just left me right now. Anyway, hello, good afternoon. Let's get started. So this is our little face that we worked on the other day. And I am excited, and I want to encourage you guys really quickly. I'm seeing a lot of people posting and being maybe either feeling discouraged or unsure of their faces, and I want to let you guys know that every single face is different. And the shape, the wonkiness or the mistakes that you think you make, they add character to your face, so that when you put them together with a body, it adds personality to that little character. So I want to encourage you, if you've made a face or attempted a face and you're just not sure or you're feeling discouraged, I want to ask you to go ahead and make the body, even if you just do this simple body that we're doing today, just to see the character that comes out of this, because I really think that you'll be tickled when you see, thank you, rotary cutter, yes, but I really think you'll be tickled when you see the character that is created. So here is an example of the little one that we're making. So I just wanted you to see that you guys can make as simple as you want, or you can take this and run with it. I've got a couple people in here who have made complete character, full-bodied characters. I could not leave you guys with just a head. This is what we're going to be making, something similar to this today. But I want to show you, depending on the socks that you choose, guys, you can make all different kinds of little characters out of this. And these are a perfect time for the holidays right now, the little Easter holiday that's coming up. You can do all different kinds of things. So I just want to encourage you, I'm going to grab this one more. I just want to encourage you, and see, all my faces are a little different. They change up every which way. And you can put something in their hands so that they have something to hold. I just ran out of time and did not have anything real close by to do. So, all right, well, let's get started. So what I'm going to grab, I'm going to set my head over here to the side for right now because I don't need it just yet. I'm actually going to work on the body, and I want to show you the different socks. So most of these socks, I would say, if not all of them, 99% of these socks came from the Dollar Tree, which I just love. And I actually was using this. I used this to make another little lamb-like character. And then there's these, the little narwhals, which would be really cute to even add and make a little narwhal for your own. This came from the Dollar Tree. These came from the Dollar Tree. These as well, I believe. Maybe not. I don't leave the thing on there. I know these came from not the Dollar Tree. I don't know where these came from, but they're really cute. And so I thought we would play around. I think I'm going to go with these, but I want to encourage you guys to try either kind, because they produce a different result every time. And I actually thought that this was going to be all the way down. So I was thinking about using this and doing a little black cat, but I want the characters down further, so I'm not going to do all that in this video. I'm not going to recreate that whole sock, but we'll go ahead and work with this one, I think. hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and let's see. I'm trying to think what I'm going to do because, oh man, I am going to need to do this. Okay, we're going to do this because I'm afraid that I need one more little piece of that sock, that pink sock, in order to do what I'm actually wanting to do. I was hoping it would go all the way down like this one does. Let me go ahead and take this off. I think maybe the little narwhal might be fun to do with a little black hat instead of doing the dog, or maybe the striped hat. I think one of those would be really cute to try. So we'll go ahead and run with that. And you guys, you see this is a process. I just kind of, when I'm doing these, you know, I just kind of try to play and see what goes with what. I would say with this type of little character, don't overthink it. Hoping to get a couple of little narwhals on the bottom down here so I can show that. So for this, what I'm going to do, and I haven't used this thin, this is kind of thin, but I think that it should work because I used a truck one that was kind of similar from the Dollar Tree. So we're going to run with it. I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and if it's not big enough, we can start over. So I just cut it right here. Let me pull this back because I did not show that. So what I did is I cut into the half of the heel. So I just wanted to kind of cut it across just to give me a little bit more room to work with. And I'm going to fill this bad boy with some polyfill. Now, you can always add weight to these with like a little baggie with rice in it if you want to. That's like some parboiled rice. That works great. You can do beans or whatever, anything you want to do to kind of fill a little weight. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I have plenty of polyfill piled up here. But yeah, so you can totally add a little bit of weight to this if you want to, but we're going to go ahead and just do this very simply for this video. Can someone please type in text to Lori Nevels that if she will make sure the volume button is turned off on her viewer, that she will have closed captions. It should automatically caption the video, but that little volume button has to be turned off. And she's not going to be able to see that because the captions are not showing for her. If someone could just type that for me, I'd be so grateful. Okay, so I'm just stuffing this thing full right now. Just going to keep stuffing for a second. I will, if necessary, I will message her in just a little bit when I'm done and let her know there is captions. Captions are super important to me. Hi, Chris. Getting some more polyfill real quick. Hi, Pamela. Hi, everybody. I'm seeing some of the names popping up now. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's see. All right, so one of the things I'm not loving about this particular material, if you notice on this sock, as I am filling it, it is really changing the look of the character. So I'm not going to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out. Let's just take it out and go back to square one. And I've actually got a backup, guys. I'm going to grab it right now. Okay. So I forgot I had these set over here kind of close. We'll just use this one right here. So these socks, I don't even know where they came from. But they're fuzzy. And I'm just going to go ahead and work with that. So for this, I'm just going to, again, take it off right at the heel. And then I'm going to fill this up one more time. Thank you so much, Miss Darla. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. I don't have anybody moderating for me, helping with the comments and stuff, so I can't get in there and help out right now. Okay, so I'm filling this really full, and you see I'm spreading it out. Like, I want this thing really full, because I want it to be bottom heavy. I want it to be more spread out on the bottom, if that makes, like bulbous. And I'm going to give you some suggestions and direction that you can go, but I want you to absolutely run with this and make it your own. You do not have to make what I make. This is just to help you guys that really were like, I don't know what to do with a head now that I've made it. Okay, so I'm just kind of shaping and molding and pressing that polyfill really tight, getting it into there. Now I'm going to check my head and see how I like it on top of this body, and I like it, so I think that's enough polyfill for me. If you want it to be taller, you can definitely fill it up more. I might do a little bit more. Why not? Okay, now one thing, I don't know if I added this to the list, but it is better to have one of these. It helps a little bit. I'm grabbing a skewer, but they're way over here. So one thing I'm going to actually do is I want to stick this in here for stability. And I ended up doing it towards the end when I was making them earlier, but you can definitely add it now, and I think it'll help, and it's a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. Hi, Miss Wanda. So the way that I do that is I take this and I stick it in here, and then I grab my material and I hold it so that I can get an idea of how much is in there, and then I want to put it to about the lip is how high up I'm going with the stick. So I'm not going to actually stick it on the lip, but I'm using it as a measurement for myself. So I'm going to go up to about the lip, and I can kind of eyeball that and see. And I'm just going to clip that off. Well, that didn't clip very well, did it? There we go. Okay, now to get it in here. Hi, Kim. If you put your cursor over the video, then the CC should... Thank you, Lark. I appreciate that. You guys are great to help out. I'm really, really thankful. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue, just a little bit, right here on the bottom. And I'm going to stick it right here in the middle. And I'm going to twist. And what I'm doing is I'm locking this skewer into this material so that whenever I get everything done, it's not going to go anywhere. It's staying. So I'm going to kind of mold it and shape it. You got to keep doing that a little bit. Now I'm going to grab some thread. And I think I want to put just a little bit more. So, and we're going to be doing hands and feet. And we've done a couple of other style dolls too, and we're going to be doing another one here coming up of the ones without, like, they're not quite this way. They're like with the beads. I don't know if you guys, any of you that follow me, if you saw. Let me grab a hold of this. So I'm just grabbing a hold of that string. I really need to just wrap it around my finger a couple times. And that did not work. I have been running around everywhere this morning. We have a little sick chick, and so I had to run down to our local feed store and get some medicine for him. So I've been going, trying to hurry up and get back in time to do this. So I'm just going around and around. I haven't tied anything just yet, okay? Round and around and around. An alternative to doing the sock that's a lot of fun is you can make the little, almost like a little bag for it. I'm trying to get enough thread so I can tie it. Okay, so now I've got it cut off. There's my 2 pieces of string. I'm just going to tie a bunch of knots real quick. But as an alternative, you can make those little, like, it's almost like I don't know what they're called. Not a pom, I want to say pom-pom, but it's not a pom. They made them all the time in the 80s and 90s. They're like circles, and you sew, I don't know, you stuff them. I can't remember what they're called. It just drives me crazy. Anyway, you can do the same thing and make this into like a little bag body. So you can use fabric too, is what I'm trying to say. I said all that to say that. Okay, now I'm going to cut off my excess material. So I'm just going to cut a start, and then I'm going to go around and just trim it way down because I got that stick in the way. Okay, and now I like to I just add extra security as much as I can. So I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue right in there in the middle to really hang on to that. And at this point you can kind of pull up a little bit to shape if you want to kind of get it to be more bulbous. And then again, you're just going to have to kind of massage it to get it to kind of sit like you want it to. Okay, and then once we put the rest of it on, it'll start to kind of balance itself a little bit more. So here is the body. Now we're going to work on the head. So I'm going to take this piece of material. I'm just going to use the same color. Another thing, this is a really cute material. You could easily make little bunny ears out of this. This would be extremely cute to do some little bunny ears on. That's if you happen to have that material that I don't know where it came from, right? And so I just go ahead and put this on, and I check to make sure I like where it's sitting. And I want to add a little bit of hair. So I'm just going to take, I don't know which one I should use. Maybe this one. I have not tried this one yet, so we'll see what happens. I'm almost wondering if I should do this one or some white. Hold on just a second. Let me grab this fur. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a little bit of fur and see. So I'm going to take a little piece of fur. You guys are getting a bonus, an extra bonus. I need my little box cutter. Oh no, I don't know where my good one is. So I've got a piece of scrap faux fur, and I obviously don't want this down here at the bottom, but I'm hoping that I can use a section up here from the top. So I'm just going to cut about, this is probably about two inches long, maybe a little, like 1.5 inches. And I'm just cutting about a 1/2 inch width strip, and I'll cut it down a little bit more probably once I check it. And I really need to see how it's going to be with that straight edge. Let me get some of this faux fur out of here. Okay, so there's several ways that you can do this. You could even use that straight end if you wanted to, but I'm trying to go with a little bit different look. So how I do it, I think I do need to cut it down a little bit more. I'm tempted to take it off the bottom. Let's see what happens. Take some of that straight edge off. And I'm trying to be really careful not to cut through the front of that material because I don't want that straight edge that you see that's already on here. That's what happens when you just cut right down through. I'm trying to just cut that back grid off of there. So Sonia says the socks looks like something from Odd Lot. Could that be right, Sarah? I've not got one of those here. I think that they came from probably like Target or Walmart. Okay, look. So I'm going to take this, and I'm not putting it this way. You totally can, see? But I'm actually going to turn it sideways and slide it up underneath here to see how it looks. And that kind of gives me the little swept look for the hair. And isn't that just so cute? I think it's just super, super cute on these little characters, this little swept hair. And you could totally do the little sprig going forward too if you wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and end up gluing that. I really like that. I like that white with that the best. And then now we have this back to work with. So what I'm actually going to do, if you see on this one, I just made a little knot. And we're going to do that same thing on this one. Instead, you could totally cut it down the middle and do some ears if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and come up here. I'm going to give myself a little bit of space, and I'm just going to go ahead and tie a knot right into this material. Hold on just a second. Let me do that again. Ooh, and I didn't shake that out. So I've got all kinds of fuzz. Oh, yo-yos. Yes, yo-yos. Y'all are right. I was like, well, I can't think of it, so I'm over it and past it. And y'all are going, yo-yos, yo-yos. Yes, those are exactly right. I'm glad y'all could understand what I was talking about. That's awesome. Make me feel better. Okay, now, so what I'm doing is I haven't pulled this tight yet, okay? I want to kind of get it, the knot where I want it. And now you can either cut this off or leave it. And for me, I'm going to cut it off because I want to show you a little trick. So let me cut this little string that's sticking out. Okay, so for the fuzzy socks, this works extremely well. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not pulling super tight, but I do want that little knot there, right? So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off up here at the top. And then I'm going to find where my little knot is hidden in here. And right in here, I'm going to add a little dot of hot glue so that my knot doesn't slip out and I keep that ball. And because of the fuzziness, you can't see, like it doesn't look like you snipped it off. Except right there, so we're going to fix that. But it's just cute. It's really cute. And you could absolutely add ears to these if you wanted to. You don't have to. You can leave them just like they are. I am going to glue this down. I hope I don't forget that. Give me just a second. Let me read some comments. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get these out of the way because we're not going to be using these. So funny. So funny when you have one direction you're thinking you're going to go and it doesn't work that way, so you go another direction and it works. I like it. Okay, so there is that. Now, this is kind of flat in the back and I want to fix that. But the first thing I need to do is secure, because I'm going to be pulling a little bit and I don't want to lose my place. So I'm just going to take a push pin and stick them one on each side and one on the top and bottom. And this is just going to allow that material to stay in place. And I'm going to scoot it back just a little bit so that I can actually lift the material up and add a little bit of hot glue if I need to. I'm going to do the same thing down here on the bottom. Okay. Oh, I just love this sweet face so much already, y'all. Heidi says, just woke up. This is going to be, just woke up. Is this going to be able to watch later for members? Absolutely. If you are in here, you can watch this anytime, as many times as you would like. This class is yours forever. You can come back over and over if you would like to. So, okay. So now we have this. I'm going to go ahead and start adding hot glue. Let me grab a little drink real quick. Hold on just a second. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start right up here at the top, and I'm actually going to pick up all of this. So not just the little hat, I'm going to pick up this whole piece of material, and I'm just starting. I can come back here and add more later, but I want to set it first. I want to kind of anchor it. And then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue on here. And I'm just being very gentle. Just a little bit of hot glue. I also like the socks because they have that elastic material in them, the elastic string, elastic. And so it will kind of form to the head, which I think is real fun. Oh, you guys, I just love this little face already. You're so cute. Okay, so enough of that. Oh, you know what? Last time I did this, I still had the thing open. So let me let this set for just a second. And then I'm going to open this up on one spot that I haven't glued yet and add a little bit of polyfill in here. Let me make sure I have some. So I have about a loose hand size wad. If I was to squeeze it really tight, it is, I mean, it's not a whole lot. And I don't even know if I'm going to use this whole amount, but I'm going to put it inside of here just to kind of fill out this space so when it sits on here, that this is not flat. Okay, I think we're safe enough now to where I can open this. Ooh, that's got a big glued spot. Okay, so I'm going to actually stick it here. So I'm going to go in here a little bit at a time, and I'm just going to stuff this into the back. Maybe, come on now. Into that hat. And then I can use my little, my doll needle to move it around if I need to. Okay, so it's in there. I think I could probably get rid of these push pins, these little pins now. Ooh, white was not a good color to use. It blended in really good. Thank goodness I didn't lose it. Oh, okay. So I need to move this around just a little bit. So I'm going to take my doll needle and I'm just going to kind of get in there and grab a hold of that polyfill, and I'm just going to kind of move it around because it's not packed in real tight. We didn't wad it up or anything like that. So I can kind of fluff it. And you can be kind of rough with this. You don't have to be delicate. Okay, so that's fluffed up. It's definitely more head-shaped. All right, now I'm going to want to see where I want to put this on the body. So I like the direction of this body. I like the way that it is facing. It looks good to me this direction as opposed to like this being the front. I think this should be the back. So I'm going to go ahead and run with this, but I need to see, so I'm turning it sideways right now, and I need to see where I'm going to put it on the head. So what I'm going to do is I'm using my stick as a guide to tell me where I need to put my glue. So I'm going to put my glue right here. And you say, glue? What? But this is actually going to create some security when I put my stick in. I don't have to worry about the sock or the sock or the cotton or anything like that tearing up and the hole opening more. This kind of locks it in so that it's safe. It's not going to just continue to spread open. But now I do need to let this set for a second. Sorry, I see a little hole in there, so I'm trying to get some more glue on there. Okay, so I'm going to let this set for just a second. And I'm going to grab that other sock that I thought I had, because this is just one, right? This was one sock. Where'd the other one go? Y'all, help, I lost my sock. I know I had two. Okay, who hid it from me? Where'd you put it? I found it. I did it. All right. So I do not want to get that tipped over. I want to let it set up. So now I'm going to go ahead and make some arms. And I love to use another half of a sock for this. I see there's a piece here, so I'm going to snip that. And I'm going to fold it in half because I like this little point here. And I'm going to cut the ends off. Set them aside. You can use them for something later. I'm going to actually shake this. So give me just a second because it's really full of fuzz. So let me shake it off camera real quick. Okay. All right, so we have our arms, and the first thing that I want to do, I need to cut it in half, and I'm going to use this lower half. I like this V. So I'm going to take my scissors and just cut it in half about. Chris said, are you using the low setting on your glue gun? Good question. Actually, I'm using the high setting on this glue gun. I love the AdTech glue gun. It's my absolute favorite. Those of you who have been with me for for a long while know the journey that I went on with glue guns, and it was a journey for sure. And the AdTech has been my best friend for well over a year. I can't remember exactly how long. So I'm turning this sock inside out right now real quick, you guys. And then I'm going to glue the edges together. But yeah, so I am using the low setting. Roxanne says, that's how my workspace ends up a mess, always changing my mind. I'm telling you, I do the same thing. That's that creative juices flowing. Okay, so now I'm just squirting a little bit of hot glue right on the edge. I'm going to do about half at a time. Some socks you can get away with doing more, some you cannot do as much because they will roll over. It just depends on the sock. Okay. Let me get rid of this. I also really feel like the AdTech hot glue gun, even on high temp, I mean, I do burn myself sometimes on my fingers, but I really do feel like for the most part, it's a little bit lower heat than some of the other ones, so I can get away with doing more, like touching, like I just did, to clean the tip without it being an issue. That or I've just burned my fingers so many times that that I don't really feel it anymore, maybe. I'm going to take this ruler just because this is something I like to do. I love the metal, to use the metal on the hot glue because it sets it really quick, and I feel like I can keep moving forward a little faster. So I'm just making sure I didn't miss any spots, and I did. I missed a little spot right here in the middle, which probably wouldn't have been a huge deal since we're going to tie a knot, but I still want to make sure it's good. Oh, I thought that was drier. Oh my gosh. I really thought that was drier than it was. Oh, so funny. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this right side out. And I would say don't stress the material out, but just you can be kind of forceful with it, you know. Okay. I thought I missed a spot. I'm going to go ahead and add a tiny bit of glue right here, just to be on the safe side, and then I'm going to roll that forward so that that's still in a seam, and nobody will know. Nobody's going to know. Okay, so now before this sets really a whole lot, I'm going to tie a knot right here in the middle, okay? And I'm going to pull, and I'm pulling gently because I like to work both sides at the same time. So I'm moving from one side to the other. This will help me keep my hands, my arm lengths pretty even until I get a good knot. And then at the end, I like to kind of measure and make sure I still have pretty even arms. Okay, now I want to stuff it. So let me go ahead and put this material out of the way. And this time when I take my polyfill, I'm going to roll it in my hands. So I don't want to take chunks of polyfill and stuff this because this type of material is so stretchy that I would end up with these really big arms. And I still want them to be kind of tube shaped, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take a little handful of polyfill, and I'm just going to kind of, my hands are not real moist, but they're okay. I don't need any water. And I'm just going to kind of roll the material between my hands back and forth just to kind of shape it a little bit so that when I go to stick it in there, it's already in kind of a tube shape. and I don't have to do so much work or pull more out, put more in. I'm not really fighting with it that way. And I'm probably not going to use all of this, but it's a good amount to start with. So now I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to take my thumbs, and I'm just going to kind of press it in there. Now I've got it in there enough. I'm going to use that one thumb to just kind of pull it down to the bottom. And I think I might use all of it, actually. That was good. We'll see. My goal is to keep it balanced. Okay, so I am kind of got an empty spot right here, so I'm going to grab that needle, my little needle real quick, and I'm just going to move it down a little bit so to fill in that little empty space. Okay, there we go. And I tried to use this as a pin cushion for a second. Okay, I don't know if that's about the same or not. All right, so I'm just going to kind of roll it. I'm going to pull it just a little bit because I feel like it's a little thick in the middle. You guys are making some really sweet faces. I love it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the class so far. I am super enjoying everybody excited and posting all those sweet faces. I've been calling them the little sweeties for whatever reason. I just think they're sweet. Okay, again, I'm going to do this, and I feel like this arm might be a little on the thicker side, but I think I can work with it, kind of massage it. And the good thing about this material, is I can be a little bit rougher. I'm not going to tear the pantyhose. You know, it's just this fuzzy sock. So I am going to pull just a little bit out of this one. Let me see if I can shape it a little bit more. That feels a little bit more balanced to me. Okay, so now I like to take my parts, and I need to put this on. Okay, good. So now that this is dry, I'm going to go ahead and cut a snip right into it. Maybe. I need to stop using my good scissors for everything. I'm really bad about that. Okay, I've got a little snip in here. So I'm going to take and kind of poke in. Okay. So now I'm going to take and put this on the body. So I'm just going to slip this right in that hole. And it might be a little bit too, no, it's perfect. Okay, so there is my head and my body so far. All right. And I actually do think, okay, so I'm going to take this back off. I'm going to cut this down just a little bit more because I can kind of feel it at the top of the head. And I don't want to feel it inside of there. Oh, Barbara says, love this class. You are an awesome teacher. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are great. Y'all make it easy. You're so kind. Hi, Vicki. Vicki said, this is my first live. We are happy to have you here. Okay, so again, I'm going to go ahead and slip this in here. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of press it down. I want to really get it on there good, and then I can kind of reshape my stuff here in just a second. Okay. So that's what we're working with so far. Now I'm going to take these arms and check them out. So the way that I like to do that is I like to take it before I close them up, and I like to see where I want them to sit on the body. And I'm going to put something around the neck to disguise the arms, and you can use anything you'd like to do that. All right. So I like where they're at right here. Actually, I need to go ahead and close this. So let's do that really quick. So the benefit of this type of material, again, is that it's very forgiving. It hides any mistakes. I like fuzzy socks for that reason. But if we didn't have a fuzzy sock, if we were using a regular sock, we would just fold these ends in and glue them together. And nobody's going to see this because it's going to be tucked underneath. So I just kind of hide my edges so that they are finished. So I just added some hot glue, and I'm going to squeeze it together and push. And you can sew this if you'd like. You can hand sew this, but I'm just trying to show you an easy way, one option. Oh my goodness. Miss Heidi, be careful, please. The video will be here for you later. Sonia says, what a great idea for arms, no bead hands needed. Exactly, yeah. And you can still put things on here, like I was showing you really quick. You can still put things on here to have them holding something, whatever you like, if you choose to. And these make great little wedding gifts, baby shower gifts, all Easter gifts, all kinds of things. Okay, I think we're good. Now I'm going to check it again, and I'm going to end up taking her head off here in just a second, just to make sure I got everything how I want it. Okay, so that's where I'm going to put the arms. So let's go ahead and I like to do it with the head on, and I actually am feeling the seam on one side, so I'm going to flip this over and curve it around so that I have the seam on the underside on both of these. That's what I prefer. Okay, so I'm going to glue these arms right up here close to the neck, and I'm just going to hold them with one hand, and I'm going to take my glue gun and apply a little hot glue, lay that on there, do the same thing on this side. And if you don't want to hold on to it while you're waiting for it to set, you can stick a couple of push pins in here. I'm using white because I like to go hunting for them and poke myself, I guess. Okay, so there is that. And I have done different things in different bottoms underneath these. So I have done I've done for weighted, I did the rice, I've done a little bit, I did a little piece of a wood stand. I'll show you right here. I did a little wood and put little felt underneath it so that you couldn't see it. That is not glued on yet. You better hang on there, buddy. Hold on. Shame on you. You be nice. Let me keep shaping this for a minute, you guys. I think that I might have put my arms on the side that I wanted to be the back. So that's why you see me maneuvering it, because I think I actually put it on the back side. But that's okay. It's fine. It just takes a little bit of playing. And I don't want to poke myself. Okay. So now let's put the head back on. Pinch that. Put the head in here. And you can even create a whole little scene with this. If you wanted to put this on like a little wood slice with some grass and some eggs, or, you know, something, whatever, however you want to cutesy up your scene. Okay, so now I have the arms on. I need to glue my head on, and I want to use something around the neck. So let me get that out of here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply hot glue. Hold on just a second. I kind of have to shape it a little bit more, and I think I might need, I'm going to cut off a little bit more of this material, so this will sit a little bit further down. Let me get rid of that. And I need you to sit up straight. I totally did that. I totally put the body on, the arms on the body backwards. I'm so sad. Sorry. Sorry, you guys. We're just going to keep going with it, though. We can still make this sweet and adorable. Okay. So now she's got her head on. And you can also feel, so when you're putting the head on, you can tell if you position it forward, she's going to look up. I'm sorry, backwards. And if there's like, you can kind of feel how you're positioning it. And so you'll see, like I've got it positioned where the stick is somewhere. Oh, it's back here. So it's further in the back so that her head is sitting more, she's looking more straight forward. Okay, so now I'm going to go through and add a little bit of hot glue around the base of her head. Right here. Okay, and I'm going to kind of press and pull that material down. I don't want to pull too hard. I'm going to actually end up putting a little thing around her neck so you won't really see it, but I do want to make sure that it's secure on there. And then I'm going to lift up and I'm going to put a good squirt of hot glue right here on the front so that her front of her head is on there. Good. Okay. I'm just beating her up a little bit, just being rough. Sorry, I'm sorry, honey. So there she is, just like this. But I want to add a little bit of extra flair. So I'm thinking ruffle. And I think that I'm going to move her arms down. I don't know if I want this little ruffle, if this is enough. We'll see. I think this might be enough. Let's try the little bit bigger one. I like this fun ruffle. Yeah, I'm adding this one. I love this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add this one to the back here. So right here. And then I'm going to press this down just a little bit. And I can go in and set everything a little bit better if I want to. And then I'm going to go around the front, but I'm going to actually add hot glue to the sides, not to the front of the neck. So I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue over here on the side. And then I'm going to lay this on there. And then I'm going to add hot glue on this side. I'm going to lay this on there. And then at the back, I'm going to cut it off and glue it down as well. Give me just a second. I don't know if you can see. But I'm going to actually put a little dot of hot glue at the top and probably one at the bottom too. Well, that was a strip, not a dot, but that's okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and secure this little arm down just a little bit more because this arm is still a little on the loose side. So I just added a squeeze of hot glue right here, and I'm just going to lay that on there, and I'm really going to hold it. And then I'm going to press this down, make sure everything's kind of locking in. And there she is, sweet as pie. You can give her some flowers. You can give her something to hold if you want to. But I just think that they turn out really cute. There's not a whole lot to them. They come together really, really quickly. I really hope to start seeing these all over Facebook because I just think they're a lot of fun. And you guys are doing such a great job with them. Oh, also, you guys, If you're making these and you're loving them, please go share in the different Facebook groups. Just share. You're welcome to share anywhere you like. Just tell them you did the class or whatever. If you don't mind, I would be so grateful. But go over in the Tenderfoot Village big group and share there too. Let them see what you guys are doing, because there's not a whole lot of the soft sculpts being shared over there yet, and I would love to have more soft sculpture showed over there. And you guys are making some sweet faces. So anyway, there is your little sweetie. I hope you guys enjoyed this class. I hope that you got a lot out of it. I enjoyed teaching y'all. These have become one of my most favorite things to do lately. They give me a lot of joy. I hope they do the same for you. Don't forget that tomorrow I'll be doing a giveaway. I'm actually going to be giving away 2 kits. So make sure that you are paying attention. You do not have to be in here when I do the giveaway. I'm just going to announce it. The giveaway is going to be for everybody that is in the group. So if you are in this group, you are in the group, you signed up before, and you were in the group, you were in the Facebook group before March 4th or on March 4th, then you'll see the post, the announcement of the giveaway winner. I will announce it at noon Central Time tomorrow for the 2 kits. The kits will go live tomorrow as well on my website. I will post in here on the group page whenever they go live. And just know that my Makers Club members are going to get first dibs, so they'll be notified first thing in the morning when they go live, so that they can go in there and get some kits. And I will only have a few available. And I know I've already had several people asking me. So if you want a kit, I don't care. Just let me know so that I know, okay, my 10 kits have sold. Now I need to make sure I have enough supplies to make 10 more or 20 more or whatever. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much. I cannot wait to see your sweeties. Let's see. Roxanne says, I have most of my supplies, still waiting for the stuff for the eyes. Have most of everything else. And Darla says, how very nice of you. Absolutely. I'm so happy to be able to do it for you. Chris says, thank you so much. I loved it. Yay. You did an easy tutorial. Thanks. Thank you. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow, or I'll be posting tomorrow. So keep an eye out, noon CST. If you want to be in the Makers Club, you guys are welcome to go over there. Make sure you use your discount code. I had a couple of people who didn't use their discount code, and it's not a big deal. I was able to put it in for them. But don't forget that you get a discount for being in this class off of the first 2 months of membership. So it's basically getting this class pretty much for free. So I was trying to do that to help anybody out, to make it worthwhile. So all right, well, you have a wonderful Thursday, and my Makers Club members, I will see you this evening. We'll be doing our giveaway and talking about some other things. So I will see you in there tonight. Y'all have a fabulous day. Bye.